18 minutes, late game, AG is going to be quite weak. Let's see.
I am having so many questions right now.
Let's check it out.
I do have too many questions right now about this whole composition.
Come on, go for it.
Hopefully the coaches have the answers, and we will not know until the end of the game. Is it gonna be DRG.GK just sealing that first place in Group C, or is it going to be Chengdu AG getting the dub, making it to a draw, and then hopefully forcing this to a tiebreaker at the end of the day?
AG already know their mission, like they want to guard the early game, so they did the rotation. Put Yaria and also Gongsun Li on the top to force Baisho back. So they actually guard their early game.
Guy frozen. Came in to check on the blue. Inu and Ice just checking on the same, like on the jungle on the other side, trying to find out what is Monkey's path.
Yeah, they just want to spot you, and that's it. They don't actually want to take that blue buff away. And maybe the second round of that red buff would give in to Yino. Let him to lead the pace.
Wow, Xingfeng being taken extremely low. Now it's going to be the flash coming in. Pompon is already on level 4. He does not want to engage because he doesn't know where Wei Yang is.
That second ability by Xiaoying is quite crucial.
Yes. Now come in. Right now he's going to come in one more time. Ino is being taken to very low, 1/3 of his HP. He's going to fall. Now it's going to be Wei Yang, the one that is going to lock in. It's going to be imperiled. It's going to be Pompon falling now. It's going to be a 1-to-1 trade, but it's going to be the jungler falling.
For GK, actually, I guess it's totally acceptable because the only goal for them is to take down Ino, and that's it.
Yeah. A lot of pressure in Ino right now, right?
Yeah, but after they pick out Yaria, already showed his priority in AG.
I thought that Pompon could have followed in here, but he just decides to hold to his ult just because he's got one target in the whole game, and that's gonna be Gongsun Li. Nothing he could have done against just Wei Yang coming in for the counter.
And we can see after this rotation, Menglan can be quite comfortable on the bottom lane. And AG, actually it's time for them maybe to do some other rotation or engage some brawls.
They want to keep Inu over there on the top lane, right? Like closer to the red buff. As the red buff spawns, like Inu is always with red.
Yeah.
Always with red.
That's what I mentioned. The second red buff would be given to Inu. His priority. So actually there's no use for Gongsun Li to be bound on one single lane. He needs to rotate and needs to do some brawls.
Needs to be free.
Be liberal.
Comes in, and right now it's going to be Pompon, the one that's going to protect the blue buff.
And Menglan already leveled up to 4, and that's exactly the character that I mentioned. With this long attacking range, he can protect himself.
And the cooldown is not going to be that long, right? Look at that. Ino jumps in, comes in, pokes a couple times, forces Guy to look for Menglan.
These two duels fighting again with each other, no one can gain the upper hand. The only one from AG side can deal this Guangzhou now is Yan, is his Mengtian with his flash.
Monkey very quickly takes control of the first Tyrant and rotates to the bottom lane. Let's see how AG is going to reply back to that. Ino already making the rotation to bottom. He wants to take on Baisho. He knows that as long as he's got red, like he's gonna have an upper hand against Baisho there.
Yeah.
And DRG.GK just replies that with a mirror, and they're gonna start rotating back again.
Yeah, because
chasing.
As we've mentioned, Huangjong just gonna play defensively. I'm just gonna follow you up. I'm your fans.
And if you rotate right now and you have Ino on the bottom lane, that's good for Huanzhong. Huanzhong is going to be closer to the red buff if it is necessary for him.
Yeah, because that's the normal laning phase for Huanzhong. So things going to be a little bit tricky for AG, but they know that they need to do something. They need to make something happen in the early mid game.
Shadow Ripper, the answer from Huanzhong, the choice for his items. Look at that. It's going to be Ian, the one jumping in. He pulls His ult, and right now it's gonna be Munchie just jumping on his face. He's taking extremely low. The kitty bombs come in. It's gonna be lethal damage. Ian is going to fall. 1-0 trade for DRG.GK.
But AG, take away this blue buff from GK. So this is a one man for a blue buff.
A man for a buff? I'm fine with that one right now. At this moment of the game, I can live with it. But look at that, it's gonna be Pompon, the one that's gonna be locked in. Comes in, Wei Yan takes him very low. He tries to follow in. The kitty bombs are not going to be enough. He tries to answer back, but it's not gonna be enough. Guys being taken extremely low. Xiaoyun follows. It's gonna be one more kill for Gen.G.
Such a nice movement by AG. They know that they can do enough damage in the mid-early game. And now with this ultimate, Ian tried to force GK back.
Good decisions from part of Gen.G. When Pompon follows in to the jungle, I thought that he was just gonna go for the kill. He does not go for the kill, and he does not replic fast enough. Wei Yan just sees him standing there, locks in, has an advantage for sure right now, that Miyamoto Musashi.
Well, maybe it's because with those items and gold lead, Pompon thought he would be solid enough to contest that damage. But again, for GK, if they want to promise that Mulan's late game playing, then for this time, both Monkey and both Atan need to be alive.
Yeah, but right now we have Inuo and Mulan just having the exact same amount of gold. They need to have a difference. They need to slow Inuo down, and it doesn't seem like they have the tools to do that. Ian procs his hold, comes in, trying to take on the turret. The kitty bombs start falling. Damage just to clean the wave. Quantum was not part of that fight. Could not engage.
Exactly the same thing that we saw from the last game. The mid-early game was dominated by AG. So the problem is, well, GK just to hold on until Huang Zhong's farmed out. And for AG, no more mistakes should be allowed, taking down all those neutral monsters and try to make a significant gold lead.
Inuo knows that his job is gonna be just to jump into people's faces and to just poke them. When you pair Gunsun Lee with Yarya, that's the only thing that you need to think about. How to use my parasol to just jump in and then use my normal attacks. Just go A on their faces. He's got Doomsday right now. He needs to collect a red buff. And right now, we're gonna see his damage being something completely different than it was 30 seconds ago.
And Xiaoyun already being that bush behind the red buff, finding a spot.
Finding the spot, Ian procs his ult, Pompon trying to find the right angle. Won't be able to protect that red buff, solidifying a very small but solid 1,000 gold advantage for Gen.G.
AG now has got 1,000 gold lead, and Pompon again back into your blue side field.
Bai Shou took that to that blue. And that smite race against Wei Yan, he was more accurate.
For GK, the only thing that they need to do is to rotate together, 5 members together.
Yeah, slow down Inuo. Look at that. Inuo is just a marksman, and he knows that he's got right now the advantage and jumps into the jungle with no cares.
And you know the biggest weakness that this Gongsun Li has is that he needs to use his passive to stack up that maple moss.
Wow, look at that. Pompon taking extremely low.
He got Pure Sky. He used it. Block away tons of damage.
Yeah, but right now that's gonna go. That active is gonna go and cool down. Ian proxies all. They want to come in, trying to force them to engage to kill this turret, taking to half of the HP.
That second ability is quite crucial because that positioning that Ian was, he wants to use his ultimate to do something.
Miyamoto Musashi trying to find the right angle to get on Mulan.
Everything surrounded by Mulan. He's the one who needs to be protected from this composition. And AG, they need to hurry up. But the problem is, whenever they want to snowball, they want to take something away, GK always 5 members gathering together, build up such a solid lineup.
How long time they can do this, though?
For who?
For DRG.GK.
For GK.
Yeah, how long time can they just keep doing this, just 5 people rotations around.
Well, after Huang Zhong got his Daybreaker, it's their cue to fight, to engage.
The Overlord and Tyrant have been enhanced. Cannons moving
They
out.
depend too much on Monglan. I'm so sorry just to put it out there, but I believe that they depend too much on Monglan. And as the game is going right now, it does not seem like Ino is being targeted much enough.
But the problem is, as I mentioned before, the biggest weakness of Gongsun Li is this hero is going to be quite weak in the late game. He really relies a lot on his passive to stack up. But if too many people standing in front of him, he's going to lose his only target to stack up that maple mark.
Let us wait and see. Team from Force back. It's going to be Ino, the biggest threat for everyone right now. They might try to trade dragons. Miyamoto Musashi starts the Overlord, and it's going to be...
Meng Tian!
Oh, Ian comes in. He was a man with a mission. He had a target on Monglan, but he was wide.
You know, as I mentioned first,
Take that one. Pompon wants that, and it's going to be still for DRG.GK. Pompon's snipe was not good. Ino falls back. It was Team Fun, the one that helped him out to take that Tyrant. Ian steals the red buff.
you know, just like what I mentioned in the early game, the only person that can deal with Huang Zhong is Ian's Meng Tian with his flash.
Yeah.
And also, maybe follow up by Wei Yang, by this Miyamoto Musashi. They need to take Menglan down even once, you know, to slow down him. Because now Menglan is exactly well forming up. He's almost got his Daybreaker.
The whole plan for Chengdu AG right now runs around just finding the solution of that Huang Zhong.
Yeah.
If they're able to find the solution to that Huang Zhong, everything's going to be fine.
Even once. Like once they take down Huang Zhong, when he's like in that dark time,
Yeah.
he's out of this battlefield, AG can just snowball the game. They can take down at least 2 towers.
The Vanguard comes in, the Jung generals come in, surrounded Meng Tian. Team Feng has been taken extremely low. Pompon is trading with Ino, but he knows he does not have the upper hand. The turret is gonna fall. The dragon still 1/3 of its HP.
AG actually made a quite beautiful movement. They know this Vanguard spawning in the mid and use Meng Tian and also Gongsun Li as 2 assassins, force Huang Zhong back and gain them a priority to take down this mid tower. That's quite smart. No blood happened. No engagement happened.
They keep stretching and stretching this gold lead already to a 2,000 gold lead. In the 13 minutes of this game, very difficult for DRG.GK. They haven't been able to find a way to go and just take Ino down. That Yarya pick from Ice is just showing right now that this was a very good decision.
After they take out Yarya, the only thing for AG is trying to prioritize Ino. That's it. So, actually, you know, this kind of situation,
Yeah.
I'm quite worried about AG.
Okay.
Because you can see like several times Ian's Meng Tian tried to deal with Huang Zhong,
Yes.
but always being blocked away by someone. And since Bai Shou and also Peng Peng, they're 2 tanks standing in front of all those lineups to build up such a strong shield. That's gonna be 2 tough guys for Ino for this Gongsun Li to deal with.
Can they be a very big threat to Ino right now? Because right now the way that Ino is playing, like he's not caring about that. As the time goes, it is true. Huang Zhong's damage is gonna be bigger and bigger and bigger. But at the same time, the composition from Chengdu AG, besides Ino, is not gonna get weaker.
Yeah. So, but I totally understand like what you're saying right now. But the problem is, actually Huang Zhong can stand longer than Gongsun Li when they're doing those 5 versus 5 engagement. So that's the problem. For GK, they're trying to do counter-attack. They don't want to engage. They just want to make sure I already spot you, already spot Gongsun Li. Oh, this place is...
Look at that! He's been spotted, and right now he's trying his very best just to recover HP. He takes 1, 2, 3 hits. He does not disappear. Right now, Ian found the right angle, procced his flash, The damage did not follow.
This is a flash and flash trade, and that's what I mentioned. Yeah, always, it tried several times. This guy tried to lock down Meng Lan, but if he comes in, something or some damage need to be followed up.
It cannot just be Yan, right?
Yeah, either Wei Yang or the ultimate by Xiaoyu. That's it. More damage should be dealt on Huang Zhong at the same time.
Chengdu AG right now has the
Yeah.
advantage. They've got a 3,500 gold advantage. It looks like they have the vision. It looks like they have the minions. And right now they're going to have Vanguards as well.
They are doing quite good. We need to admit that.
Yeah, of course.
So the problem is how they're gonna close out the game. They need only one fatal engagement. After taking down Huang Zhong, they can close out the game.
Now, during this whole group stage, the only moment that we've seen Chengdu AG being down was playing against Foshan DRG.GK.
Yeah.
The last time that they were down, it was Foshan's DRG.GK, the ones that actually made the mistake, allowing Chengdu AG to take the victory. This is the first time that they're actually leading. Can they just hold to this lead?
AG needs to seize the chance.
See, Dragons come in. Ino uses his parasol, moving around, just dancing around the high ground.
This Shadow Overlord gonna be the chance. AG try to manage the wave. 3 vanguards on 3 side, on 3 lanes.
DRG.GK rotates all together, trying to clean the one on top. Now they need to move away because the one on bottom cannot fall.
And that's exactly the timing. After DRG.GK tried to deal with the one spawning on the bottom, AG gonna use the strongest one on the top. Try to maybe poking down some damage to the high ground tower.
It's a very healthy one. Looks gigantic.
Outside.
Wei Yan still in the back, very behind, cannot find an angle to jump in.
And also Peng Peng's position is quite good.
Yeah, Peng just locking him in there. The Winters here comes in, tries to force back everyone. By show falls, trying his best to protect the turret. Inuo and Ian take the turret down. They're gonna be successful as that. DRG.GK right now started to face a very, very, very glim future.
This is exactly the time I'm waiting for such a long time. For AG, by taking down this high ground tower, now I can surely say that they already gained the upper hand. Before, all those brawls, all those gold leads, that's nothing. But after taking down this high ground tower, it allows to open a door for Miyamoto Musashi and Meng Tian to go for that Huang Zhong.
And they're gonna have double door, as you just mentioned. It's gonna be the top and the bottom.
And this is the best movement that AG did.
Very, very
Waiting
grim.
for such a long time, waiting for over like 10 minutes. Finally, they did it without any blood happening.
We talked about how DRG.GK was very patient in the previous game, right? And right now it's going to be Chengdu AG, the ones that are going to show us real patience. Not because you have an advantage, it means that you have to jump in.
Yeah.
And right now, AG just with those 2 advantages from top and bottom lane.
And AG even would slow down
Yeah.
more because they know in this time it's already 18 minutes. After they lost even one team fight, they will lost the entire vision control of the map.
Everything is for Chengdu AG right now. Both dragons are for them. The super minions on bottom and top. There's no answer to what DRG.GK can do right now. Bai Shou cannot stand the damage from everyone in AG trying to protect Meng Lan.
And
It's gonna have to be a mistake from Chengdu AG that is gonna allow DRG.GK to get out of there. Are they gonna make a mistake?
GK, they are not allowed to touch this Shadow Overlord. But the Tempest Dragon is gonna spawn, and for GK, for what you just mentioned about, when they're doing this engagement, the only thing they need to pay attention to is make sure that Meng Lan's safe. Block away. You see, like AG, they need to deal with Huang Zhong. That's their ultimate mission. And who's gonna do that? Meng Tian and also Miyamoto Musashi. So block away this insta kill. Prioritize Huang Zhong. He's gonna do instant kill.
Eno taking extremely low right
Yeah.
now. They tried to take that turret as well. Wei Yan cannot find the angle in. Eno is going to be taken down. Monlan stands up, raises his hand, and right now they're on the counterattack. Wei Yan trying to survive. He's running away. Guy comes in, tries to follow. Now he's a hunter. He was the hunter right now. He became the meat. And now the Tempest Dragon is going to be for DRG.GK.
Eventually, it's gonna be the time for GK to show. They've waiting for this moment for over 20 minutes. And now
Too
they
slow, it's too slow. Look at
They're
that,
waiting.
they're trying to counterattack. Ian comes in, allows the Tempest Dragon just to go back. Now it's going to be Xiaoyin, the one that's gonna follow, allowing a 5v3.
They're chasing up. They're looking for more. Wei Yan just escaped. He just escaped to safety. But what about the Tempest Dragon? DRG.GK with this high superiority, they can easily take down this Tempest Dragon and even buy themselves more time. And what's more, Huang Zhong, he's still alive. He's the hero for GK.
It was Eno's death, the cue for DRG.GK just to push back, to counterattack. And then when they saw the opportunity, they just pushed in. Sadly, while taking this Tempest Dragon, Pompong used one of his revives, and that's going to cost him as the game just keeps walking forward. Look at Eno, he's been taken extremely low in there. He jumps in, goes back, jumps in one more time, and then the auto attacks. That's it. That's the only thing that they needed to wait for. A little mistake.
And that's what I mentioned about Gongsun Li. The biggest weakness of this hero is he's going to be quite vulnerable in the late game. There's no spot for him to do that constant output.
Okay, now DRG.GK gets out of the high ground. Now they're trying to push on the turrets. The difference in here is that Monlan is going to be surrounded 360 degrees danger for him.
True.
It is true, you got out of your high ground, but the deeper that you go into your enemy's terrain, the harder that it's going to be for you to survive.
That's the reason why he already built this Blood Ripper.
Yeah. Blood Ripper, Pure Sky. He's stacked up, like he's got everything that he wanted. He made his Christmas list and all the presents are there.
Yeah. And I mentioned again and again, AG, after one team fight, they lost the entire vision control of the map.
They just lost it. They lost everything. One more dragon coming in mid lane.
And even worse, how they're gonna deal with this Huang Zhong with such a long attacking range. The only way to solve this problem is everyone aiming at Huang Zhong at the same time. Exactly the same time to do this burst damage, not allow you to restore your HP or use your flash to those safety.
Chengdu AG was really close to the victory. They were just knocking on the victory's door and it did not open. Did not open for them, and it's going to be DRG.GK right now pressuring them back in high ground. 40 seconds for the Tempest Dragon. Attack on the top lane.
And they want to take down this high ground tower. Ata,
Oh, look at that! Wei Yan is going to lock into Monlan, but Monlan is going to survive. He's still dealing damage. Ian cannot take any more. It's going to be him, the one that is going to fall now. It's going to be a counterattack. Monlan is extremely far away. The lane is going to push him in. Xiaoyin is being taken down. It's going to be Pompon trying to check on him. His second revive is already out. He knows that it depends on him. He takes on Xiaoyin. He pulls the Splendor. It's going to be useless because right now DRG.GK have the minions, have the ace, take the crystal, take the 3 points at the first place.
4 main members still alive from Bush and DRG.GK by suffering